For the past decade, Kansas Mission of Mercy has provided more than $11 million in dental care free of charge to those who couldn't otherwise afford it. This year, the project stopped near Wichita at the Kansas Coliseum, excited to provide 2 days' worth of much-needed care.
I got in the parking lot about 4:45, and I got in line at 8 o'clock because I fell asleep in the parking lot.
It's been a long day for patients, volunteers, hygienists, and dentists.
I didn't think the world had this. You know, I'm serious. I didn't know they did 1,000, 1,500 people free in a city. I just didn't know they did that.
Free dental care, no questions asked.
The human condition is the same everywhere you go. I mean, people need to live without pain and without infection. And dentistry is certainly a place where people suffer.
Hundreds of dentists and hygienists volunteer their time to make this event possible. But Kansas has a unique problem in the fact that there's so many dentists volunteering that even with an operation this big, there's just not room for them all.
Actually, man, I am blown away by it. Especially as many people involved, that's pretty cool.
Stevens waited 9 hours to get rid of his throbbing pain.
I'm getting this tooth pulled.
And made some friends along the way.
Steven.
Michael.
It's a friendly distraction.
Sports.
Yeah, and teeth.
As the time approaches,
I'm scared.
And Stephen and Michael get the dental care they need.
The hangman's coming. So, brush your teeth.
A little reassurance helps some.
Oh, you're just one to get out. You're lucky.
I think people are generally very appreciative. And today a guy said, dude, if I had any money, I'd give you a tip. So that's nice. You just give them a big hug and are thankful. So, yeah.
As of this afternoon, Kansas Mission of Mercy has treated 329 patients and provided more than $500,000 of dental care. The project is open at the Coliseum through tomorrow and is first come, first served.
KSN's Katie Taube has his inspiring story.
Charlie Drussel has barely any memory of the 2 months he spent in the intensive care unit at Via Christi St. Francis.
Didn't have a whole lot to work with when I got here.
I had enough.
Nurse Emily Scott was there the day Charlie arrived.
We bonded with Sherry first, I think, because we couldn't talk to Charlie. So we bonded with Sherry first, and then when he woke up, we loved him too. He's just a really neat guy.
Now well on his way to recovery, today Charlie got to meet the hardworking nurses and doctors.
There's Dr. Waswick, our hero,
who helped save his life.
Charlie, I don't know if you remember, but one night when you very first woke up, go, come here, come here. And so I came really close, and you gave me a really big hug and kissed me on the forehead. And I will never forget that.
Both cake and Charlie's Angels on hand to celebrate.
Can you eat that?
Yeah.
You can have it. Technically probably not cake, so I'm going to give him more icing.
Don't put any butts on it, just say yes.
I made him promise me a long time ago that he wouldn't die before me. So he had to keep it for all of us.
Charlie and his wife Sherry say they're amazed by the blessings coming from tragedy. A benefit held in their hometown of Garden City that raised, at last check, more than $60,000.
But I also got a copy of our bill from this floor yesterday. That got dropped in the bucket, let me tell you.
Both Charlie and Sherry with a sense of humor that never left.
I got a lot of race cars to tune, and I can do it from pathetic legs, or I can do it from a wheelchair. Notice I said pathetic.
Yes.
Funny memories.
When he started coming out of the sedation, he kept saying really strange stuff. Like what? And he told his son, make sure you keep the cat hair out of the punch bowl.
And an amazing support system through an experience that's changed more lives than just Charlie's.
My son and my daughter are different people since this happened. They both accepted Christ on account of this. My son has lost the chip off his shoulder. He's a kind young man now, just because of this experience.
Charlie will soon be moving to Via Christi Rehab and says he's most looking forward to getting outside again, as he hasn't been outside since the accident last December. Both he and his wife say they are overwhelmed by all the people reaching out to help their family, including people from their church who have already remodeled their Garden City home to be handicapped accessible.
Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good. It's nothing to do with the dog, but it's people don't want to put enough time and effort into seeing what this dog can really do.
Humane societies across the country are fighting a little-known battle
called black dog syndrome.
It's like you pass a billboard while you're driving down the highway. You have 5 seconds for that billboard to show its message. And just like black dogs, I mean, if they're just laying down in their shelters, it doesn't really give a good message.
You can take two animals from the same litter, one's a lighter color and one's a darker black color, and the lighter one will get adopted faster, people will be more attracted to it, and it's really a terrible thing because these are all just great animals that need homes.
In order to increase the adoptions of black animals here at the Kansas Humane Society, they do things like this to put bright red bandanas on the dogs, hoping it'll catch your eye and you'll consider taking a black dog like Darwin here home too.
And sometimes that's that extra second of time they need for someone to consider saving their life and adopting them.
It's heartbreaking because there are animals out there that are like that, and it's sad. And if you take the time to pay attention, you will definitely see it. We're showing how black dogs are less adoptive than any other dog.
Really?
Yep.
Why is that?
Madison founded the Black Dog Club to raise awareness of black dog syndrome. A $25 donation to the Kansas Humane Society gets you a membership. The Girl Scout from Wichita raised $1,300 at Wolfstock this year, all going to help her cause.
There's no difference. They've got the same personality as a white animal or an Australian Shepherd. They are great dogs because they are dogs, and that's what I love about them.
KSN's Katie Taube has the story tonight, new at 10.
I like the small town, a small school. We graduated from high school here, then went on to Wichita State. Just slide them in where the other bigger 4-inch stuff is for now.
But it wasn't long before 23-year-old Spencer Linville got a hankering to move back home with his degree in entrepreneurship to Douglas, Kansas.
When I was in high school, I was always interested in the business. I shopped here and thought it was kind of a neat thing.
It just so happened soon after Spencer moved back home, the owner of the lumber yard in town retired and knew of Spencer's interests. The two met and came to an agreement. With a population of only 1,700, it would hurt the town of Douglas to lose the business this lumber yard brought to town. Knowing that, Spencer bought the lumber yard and is saving both the business and jobs here in Douglas.
I grew up, out in the country here in a small town. I lived in Wichita for about a year in an apartment and just was ready to get back out here. So it's just good to be back and to support the local community.
Come the first of the year, this lumber yard will reopen as River Valley Supply.
It's good to be able to open it back up, employ some of the local people, and keep a business open in a small town.
Along with hardware and lumber, it will also offer equipment rental.
A lot of the builders around here are glad to see it open back up. Because it's a long ways to Derby or Wichita to get if you need something.
Family, friends, and future customers are helping Spencer get ready for opening day.
They're all real excited. I know the community's behind it. I've had several people call me and just congratulate me. They're excited that it's staying open. That we'll keep this business around. And my parents, my wife, everybody's real excited.
Katie Taube, KSN News. If you stopped by the Winfield Walmart today, you likely enjoyed cake and ice cream. The store celebrated a milestone, but not just any milestone. This one's been a long time coming. The details in tonight's Fox finale.
Try to be honest about everything, and if you work for a person, you give them a full day's work.
Lauren Wade knows all about a full day's work.
Probably need to just go through here on the leaf blowers and the weed whackers.
From hardware to sporting goods to automotive.
It keeps me busy and meet people like you.
He's worked for the Winfield Walmart for 25 years, but he says lawn and garden is his favorite.
50 years ago, you used a pair of scissors to trim the grass. Now you got this weed here.
But it's not the 25 years of service that's being celebrated.
I don't think of age now. I know there's things I can't do. And I just don't think of age.
Congratulations, bud.
Okay,
Lauren and his co-workers are celebrating Lauren's 100th birthday. Long before Walmart, for his first job, Lauren pulled weeds for Winfield Nursery. He later sanded floors, laid carpet and floor tile, was a mechanic, a truck driver, worked for the post office, and spent 43 months in the United States Air Force.
Then I retired, and finally, after I'd been off about 3 months, I decided that was enough, retirement life. So I got me a job working at Walmart.
So far, 100 years has given Lauren 3 children, 2 grandchildren, a home with 4 acres just on the edge of Winfield where he still mows and gardens, and a happy and healthy 89-year-old wife. They were married in 1947.
July the 17th, 1947. Happy
anniversary!
That's today, isn't it?
After 65 years of marriage, he says the date doesn't matter much anymore.
My daughter has a computer, and I don't even know how to turn it on.
But Lauren does own a cell phone and is amazed with changes in technology.
That's the most amazing thing to me is the newer telephones that you can take all the pictures and run your finger up and down and move it. Man, the technology is unbelievable, really.
For the past quarter century,
this covers about 8 foot.
Lauren has enjoyed working weekdays at the Winfield Walmart.
Keeps me occupied and keeps me out of trouble, so I can't chase women anymore.
Lauren says he experienced his first hospital stay at age 90. He attributes his 100 years of experience to God watching out for him and says he feels the same way now as he did when he was 70.
It's a sound synonymous with Severe Weather Awareness Week. Tornado sirens rang out for the annual statewide tornado drill earlier today. But with the annual drill comes a growing change for schools in USD 259.
Well, we have to treat a drill like it's the real thing. And so while it's not something they practice every day, they know the expectations and they also know how to get quiet quickly.
The days of lining the hallway and covering their heads are over for students at Irving Elementary School.
We are fortunate to have a safe room here, so we bring the entire school into our safe room at one time. It takes about 5 minutes to bring 550 or 600 people in here at one time.
But not every school in the district has this advantage, yet.
Schools that don't already have tornado shelters are in the process of getting them. This construction site behind me will be the site of the new Fine Arts Wing here at West High starting next year. It will double as a FEMA shelter, giving staff and students here a little extra feeling of security during severe weather season.
The reason it's going to be safer is in our building now there are over 40 doors and over 1,000 windows, and so in a real emergency you'd have all that glass flying about. The FEMA safe room, the room that's being constructed behind you will meet FEMA standards.
The tornado-safe FEMA shelters offer more than protection.
In addition to that, it'll give us the option of having all of our students in the same place. There'll be weather radios, flashlights, first aid kit, even restroom facilities are part of the plan. So it's definitely going to increase safety for all of our students and our staff.
Making USD 259 the first district in the country to utilize FEMA shelters in schools.
In addition to being on the map, because we were the first one, I would venture to say we're probably also going to be on the map because of having one in every one of our attendance centers.
There are 16 tornado-safe FEMA shelters still to be built at buildings with USD 259. Now, other school districts are using Wichita as a model for incorporating FEMA shelters in their own